Ladies and gentlemen, this year's conference has a main focus on cities. We heard quite a lot now about one big city in Denmark, namely Aarhus, and now we're going to hear about other cities who are a bit bigger, some of them quite a lot bigger. Over the next 24 hours, we will have more than 10 different sessions during World Climate Solutions focusing on how cities can spark green growth. The Sustainable Cities track is hosted by City of Copenhagen, one of our founding sponsors this year. Copenhagen is a city and a capital that has pushed the green agenda forward with great enthusiasm and innovative approaches over the last few years. A main priority for Copenhagen has been to demonstrate the important role of cities in combating climate change. Last year, Copenhagen became world famous as Copenhagen, and I can assure you that hope is still alive and kicking, and this conference is part of that. So our next session is on smart cities and smart growth. It will be moderated by Mark Kenber. Where are you, Mark? Yeah. Right behind me, as usual. Who is the Deputy CEO of the Climate Group, one of the most influential organizations on the climate agenda, and one that has done extensive work on green cities. So thanks a lot for joining us today, Mark. The word is yours.
Great. Thanks very much, Per, indeed. It's a pleasure to be back here in Copenhagen again and again working with Per and all his colleagues. We've done some great things in the past. As Per said, we work on cities, and I think all of us would agree, without necessarily hearing the mayors and other officials, that cities are going to be the future. You often hear the statistics such as, in 40 years' time, by 2050, the world's urban population will have doubled and it's going to use 3 times as much energy and however many more emissions. When you hear it as numbers, it's quite hard to imagine, to think about what that really means. If the world's urban population is going to double by 2050, if we imagine that the cities of the future were like the cities that we have now, that means building every piece of urban infrastructure, every building, every road, every sewage system, every electricity system that we have built in the whole of human history, again, but just in 40 years. When you think of it like that, then I think the scale of the challenge becomes much more understandable, if somewhat frightening. But if we're going to achieve that in the context of all the issues we've heard about already today, energy, climate change, and so on and so forth, it's clear that we don't only need a clean energy revolution, a clean industrial revolution, but a clean urban revolution as well. And so I'm really happy today to have 3 people with me who are at the forefront of that clean urban revolution, all from large international cities that face huge challenges and in their own ways are leaders in confronting those challenges. And we're going to hear about some very interesting experiences in the next 45 minutes that we have. So that's enough from me. On the subject of green cities take the lead, smart cities, smart growth, I'm very happy to have with me Chen Tian, who is the Director General of the Beijing Environmental Protection Bureau, Lord Mayor Frank Jensen from Copenhagen, who you've already heard from today, and Mayor David Miller of Toronto. And the format, just to give you advance warning, each of the speakers is going to speak for 5 to 10 minutes to give an overview of the progress and challenges that they've faced. And then we're going to open up to some questions, both from me and also hopefully from you from the floor.